Welcome to another Online Personals Watch CEO interview. Today we're joined by Joe O'Neill, who is the CEO of IntegrityID. Welcome to the call.
Thank you, Mark. It's an honor and privilege for me to be here. I love Online Personals Watch, and it's an honor to be on the show with you here today.
Great. Thank you. So first of all, as always, I'd like to collect your founding story.
Sure. Well, Mark, a couple of years ago, I talked to a friend of my wife's who was early 40s, single, had a home, had a few children, and was having a very difficult time finding quality men. Not finding men, but finding quality men. And I asked her if she had tried online dating, because I know so many people who have had good experience with online dating, and I'm a big fan of online dating. And she said that she actually had heard some horror stories from friends of hers and was nervous about using online dating. So that really began a process of a lot of research, talking to hundreds of women about what they were concerned about in online dating, and trying to find a way where, rather than trying to screen the bad apples out, we could allow the people, the good people of honesty and integrity, to credibly show that they are safe, so that other people can identify them and engage with them and feel more safe and feel more comfortable. So that idea, screen in versus screen out, allow the good people to be identified, was the origin of IntegrityID. That led to lots of research and a business model which is really very unique.
How unique? What do you do differently?
Well, several things. First of all, let me say that we're not an online dating company. This is something that people use in conjunction with and to enhance and complement their online dating experience. Secondly, we're not a background checking company. Our members voluntarily make a commitment to integrity and honesty and undergo a rigorous background screen so that other people can know that they're safe. And then they identify themselves through their membership number or other ways so that people know that they're a member of IntegrityID. They can verify that very easily at our site, IntegrityID.com. So the first thing we do differently is screen in versus screen out. We're not trying to identify the bad people. We're trying to allow the quality people to be seen, noticed, and get credit for that. Secondly, we have a very high quality screen. We use the same type of FCRA qualified screen that would be used for employment. So it includes things like actual county records check. So it's not just an online background check. It's a full FCRA qualified background screen. And we have an ongoing relationship with our members. They agree to maintain the values of our organization: integrity, honesty, and respect for others during the course of their membership. If they violate those rules, for example, if they were to lie about their marital status, we will disqualify. That's something that's not criminal, but it's something that's important to our members and people who engage with our members, that they can feel safe with them. And finally, another thing that's very important is this is a great convenience to women, because they can see the men who join right away, and they can verify membership at absolutely no cost to them. So they don't have to pay for background check, because the quality men of integrity have joined IntegrityID, undergone this rigorous background screen, and by paying the application fee and membership fee to us, identifying those good people is completely free to those who wish to verify others.
That sounds like a great way for a guy to distinguish himself. I'm particularly interested in you mentioned another facet of what you do, essentially showing the people who are married and the people who aren't married. How would somebody report somebody who stated that they were married but were in fact not?
Yes. Well, the way this works is really straightforward. Unfortunately, we know that there are a large number of people in online dating that misrepresent their marital status. So when you become an IntegrityID member, you self-report your marital status. So when somebody goes to verify that a person is a member, it will say their name, their age, their zip code, their reported marital status. And if they report that they're married when they join, which would be the honest answer, but then in communication with others, when they're on a dating site, they say, I like walks in the parks and candlelight dinners, and I'm single, eventually those people get caught. You know, the people that are doing that are looking for short-term relationships, not long-term relationships, because they are married. So people would simply report that to us, and if we receive a credible report that a person has lied about that, we will contact them, ask for an explanation, and we reserve the right to disqualify their membership based on the fact that there's evidence that they lied about their marital status.
Great. Now, how often do you run the background checks?
Yeah. Well, we have an initial background screen when people join, and then we have an algorithm that we've developed with our background check service provider to randomly check others during the course of their membership.
Gotcha.
So people know that they'll be checked initially and that they could be checked at any time. So there's an honor system. If people have disqualifying behavior, they have agreed to tell us. But in addition to that, we have the fact that people that they engage with can inform us if there's dishonest behavior. And secondarily, we can also run additional background screens on those people.
Gotcha. What kind of checks do you offer? I imagine there's the sex offenders check as a basic one, and then there's how involved do you get with the background checks?
Yes. Well, it's actually a very extensive check, and the thing that I think is important is to understand what are the disqualifying factors that would prevent somebody from becoming an IntegrityID member. And we stay away from everything that is subjective, that has to do with compatibility, because obviously that's what the dating sites do, and they do that very well. So again, we don't match people. We're not a dating site. We create a screen that our members must pass through. It includes, the pledge of integrity, honesty, and respect for others, a rigorous background screen, and ongoing membership qualification and submission to additional background checks. Now, the screen is not qualitative on our part. The screen was based on focus groups and discussions with hundreds of women over an almost 2-year period. And the question would be, and by the way, this can go either way for men or women, but frankly, there's a little bit more concern on the safety side on behalf of women than there are for men. But of course, it does go both ways. So the screen is any felonies is a disqualifier for membership. In addition to felonies, any misdemeanors that involve violence, fraud, sex offenses, or drug crimes would be grounds for disqualification or non-qualification for membership.
So essentially felonies that have been talked down.
Felonies and other crimes, whether they be felonies or misdemeanors, of violence, fraud, and fraud is the one that men are often subjected to, the so-called romance fraud, develop a relationship, send me money, such as that. Sex crimes and drug crimes. And these are the things that most women, and particularly the women in our target demographic, would consider a disqualifier in meeting somebody. So again, these are not our subjective or moralistic judgments on people, but rather we're providing a screen on behalf of those who have concerns about safety and would be interested in engaging with our members.
Gotcha.
And our target demographic is really women of middle age and above and middle income and above.
Yep.
So these are people that may own a home, they may have children, they frankly have more to lose if they have the misfortune to engage with Mr. Wrong instead of Mr. Right. And it also goes the other way, of course.
Critical question. My understanding of background checks are that the magic piece of information I have is the Social Security number. Do you collect a Social Security number?
Well, you're absolutely right. And without going into all the painful details, Social Security number is a critical piece of information to have if you want to run a highly accurate background check. And the reason the Social Security number is important is because most criminal records are housed at the county level. So in order to run a proper background check in the United States, what is done is you submit your Social Security number, a Social Security trace is run to identify all the counties that you have lived in. And the background checking company, highest quality level of background screen, will actually send an agent to those courthouses the records there. That's important because counties report to these national databases. So for to use in order to qualify the FCRA standard for for background investigation to use them for things like employment, etc., you'd have to use this kind of quality screen, and that's the quality of screen that we use.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, in regards to the Social Security number, when you apply to Integrity ID, it's similar to if you applied for a job. You would go to a background screening company, in which case we have a preferred vendor. It's one of the top 5 in the country that does this. You submit your Social Security number to them. It's securely stored there. Frankly, we never see it, and we don't store it. So there's very high level of security there. But Social Security number is very important if you want to do the highest level of accuracy to identify criminal behavior in a background check.
How much does membership cost?
Well, we charge a one-time application fee, and that's $39.95.
Yeah.
And we offer memberships of 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months. So the 24 months obviously would be the least expensive. It's $199, so it's a little over $8 a month. So for people who are spending $30 a month for a dating site, this is like a little extra on that. Or some people could tell me, that's less than 2 drinks, at a halfway decent bar, so the costs are really quite reasonable. And again, the difference between us and many others is the cost is not paid by the person who's trying to keep safe. The cost is paid by the person of integrity and honesty who has voluntarily undergone this. So as frankly a sign of respect and protection for other people, you can trust me, I've paid my money. If you want to verify that I'm a member, it costs nothing. So you only pay to join, like joining a club.